Grand Rising. Let me get that charger. I gotta get my life. I just wanted to come on here. And I just came on. But Grand Rising to all. And I'm gonna see if somebody comes in. Cause I wanted to talk about emotions. The internet. Let me see. Hey, I was trying to wait for somebody to come in. I wanted to talk about getting tricked out of your spot. That's what I wanted to talk about. That just weighed on me. And I'm coming. Welcome. Could you just tap the like button? I appreciate it. If you gonna come in, dog. Woo. So let me look and see. Oh, they come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, y'all. Let me get my glasses. I need my glasses. So where at, dog? I want to talk about getting tricked out of your spot. Getting tricked out of your spot. I want to talk about getting tricked out of your spot. Grand Rising. I ain't gonna keep you long. emotions, internet. I'm posting, guys. I'm trying to highlight. Let me see. Playground. Evil. So yeah, I came. I wanted to. I hate to. I like to have uh something meaningful to talk about, not just to come on and just baffle on. I want, like I said, I'm here to inspire, uplift, and motivate as much as I can, which motivates me as well. So it's like help me, help you, we help each other, whatever it may be. But I wanted to share. You can't let which come to mind that I post a few posts that I made um that I love. It reminds me of my grandmom so much. I love grandmom's wisdom. I love that part about my grandmom because I have her, in me or whatever. And which each and every one of us do. Our ancestors, we have our as women, we carry our grandmom's eggs. We don't carry our mom's eggs. We carry the grandmom. So whatever eggs she didn't use is passed on to her granddaughter, which is this how good God is. So back to being tricked out of your spot. This internet is a crazy, crazy place, and if you don't be careful, you gotta you'll kind of sway and get into uh, the nonsense that's on here. I kind of be kind of cautious of the things that I post, and because this is for longevity. This is for generational wealth. This is what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for my grandchildren, because this will play over and over again, but also to uplift people and make people that's in despair, make them feel like they can have hope or faith or something. This is not a game. This is not Life is not a game. It's a journey. It's journey, and as I always say, gridiron. I always use that term since my sons were playing in their early days and all through their high school and stuff like that. I was always a part of that. So that's what make me have the grit iron sense of, the 100-yard dash or the 100 yard that it takes to get to the other side. That's a whole life's journey. That's the journey we on. That football field. So you're gonna have obstacles trying to get there. You're gonna have some wins. You're gonna have some losers, but I mean some losses. I'm sorry, some losses. But if you just keep going, it'll sharpen you. It'll mold you. It'll transform you. And if you and as your field goal and your touchdown, if that would be, God at the two every field you go. I mean every uh uh yard you make, you have God in it. But I'm just saying, if you look towards, what I'm saying is look towards the hills. But back to the internet, where I always say, "Dag," I think to myself like, am I really in for this? Am I in for the scrutiny and for the meanness and the things that people say or whatever like that? So I done got my feet wet. I'm in it. You know what I mean? And I know my purpose. So we all have to know our purpose and what we're here for. I'm in a situation where I'm discapable, but I'm not gonna let that hold me down. I'm gonna keep moving because I'm gonna remember the 100 yards. I gotta get to the touchdown. That's to the end. So that journey is a journey getting there. Is a process. Is a transformation. all those things you need in order to get to that touchdown, if you will. So as I take and as you post, and then you take and you go to other people's platforms that you might follow, or even if you don't follow, you might just come across, and it's things that they build their channel off of, and it's entertainment. So you gotta have be like really actually pick a side. What side do you pick? What side are you on? You know what I mean? And that's what I finally come down to. It's not straddling the fence. I was born in church. I was made Catholic as a kid. That wasn't under my thing. That was under my family and my ancestors. That's the way they did things. But um, I rebelled. I didn't come around to really actually uh, straddling the fence, if you will. Having one foot in and one foot out. I didn't do that till I turned 30. And I changed. I got baptized and I became to be Baptist or Christian or whatever the heck you want to call it. So I went from that to that. And now I'm just uh, in it to win it. And I want to hear, job well done, my faithful servant. My faithful servant. So again, tricking you out your spot, your emotions. When you see things that people post, it can kind of like sting a little bit. You know what I mean? It can like hurt a little something like that, right? And do you feed into it? No. Do you pass it by? Yeah. Even how hard it is, how hard it may be. So I just take that in consideration. I always think about, so I got one bad comment for, I don't even know when I started on here. I don't have the exact date, because I just let things go with the flow. At first I was all anxious about how many subs I had and to try to get my watch time in and so forth and so on. But I gotta go on how God has it for it to be. I'm not gonna rush. I know in all due time and when it's right, He'll make sure that everything is cool for me, and He'll make sure that everything is cool for everybody. So that part, and um, evil is evil when people just be out just to be evil. Even still, if you being evil because somebody was evil to you, it just takes up so much energy. And that's what it is, energy. That's the energy. The energy, yo. Energy gotta be right. If the energy ain't right, nothing moves. You know what I'm saying? Batteries run off of, what is it, negative and positive? Yeah, negative and positive. It gotta have that to move. So if that you getting a bad spark with some old nut stuff, or some old craziness, or some ulterior motive that a person has, is this craziness. They ordered this computer or whatever social media situation in. They ordered this in for us, um, for smoke and mirrors, um, for people to stay in and don't do nothing, and sit and cyber bully, and judge and stuff like that. Judge to be judged. You know, and pollute the atmosphere. They pollute the atmosphere because really, actually, artificial intelligence is going to rule, but people are so naive. You got to take in research. You got to research so you know what you're getting into. You know what I mean? That's the thing. People don't want to read nothing. You got to read. Reading is fundamental, and that's a thing. Like, it's really a thing. And they used to say that on the basketball commercials. Remember, they used to say on the commercial when the NBA back in the day, they used to be like, reading is fundamental, right? But yet and still, they let those guys, some of them, play straight out of high school. They not even equipped for the world to take and carry that much. What's the name? So it's like I always look back at. It's like, what's to gain the world and lose your soul, right? What is it to gain the world and lose your soul? What is that to do that? Is it worth it? I don't think so. So if I get 1 million followers And then, I tap into all type stuff because energy is getting transformed from here to here. We don't have to be physically in each other's company to put off on energy. You understand? It's frequency. You can hear music. Radio. Radio is frequency. It goes from what's the name by radio waves. Our brains are connected to that. So that's the thing about having a channel where people can be educated. I go on channels where I can learn stuff, even if I'm 55, and to keep up with the younger folks or the generation behind, because of my children are that generation. For me to understand some of the things, I tap in. I tap in. I don't entertain it, but the more the more you be able to function, the more you be able to do things and understand and tap into different stuff, because you can't have your mind just go one way. It just don't go one way. You can take the road of less travel, which is that one way to the right. The left is where everybody is. So you look at it like the whole YouTube street, just about, but say maybe 15% is in that left side. You got no, I'm sorry. You got 85% in the left side of the internet streets, and you got 15% of this side that's on the road of less travel. What road would you rather take? I used to like to take the road over here with all the people. Yo, I used to be in like Flint with them and be I did it all the time. All the time. So now I done did that for, I'm gonna say 35 years. Yeah, 35 years. I did that road over there, like that YouTube streets, like, in it to, talk about gossip. I mean, it's entertainment, but again, that your talent got to be used more for more than that. So I'm just scared of that part, and I be kind of not scared, but just skeptical, I should say, because the words that you use really makes a difference. But a little skeptical, and so it's a thought, like, why am I doing this? How is it going to benefit me? How is it going to affect me? Really? So how is it going to affect me? Because that's just like getting a tattoo when you're young, right? We never think about getting a tattoo and then how it be all nice and everything at first or whatever. Look at that muscle. That's for me working out, y'all. I ain't have none of that, but my body is so sore. I can't do nothing today but lay down. So as you see, I'm in my bed. Look, I got that I got this bubble thing on here. It's air come out of it, cause I gotta get my hips done. But anyways, dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. What was I talking about? Doggone it. See, ain't nobody here to help me to tell me what I was talking about. It just slipped my mind. Because I went on to the bed and the muscle took that off my brain. Because, like, look at that. So, anyways, I was talking about being on the internet and thinking about the outcome of being on this evil platform. Because people just sit and just say just bad things for a living. They sit on here and say bad stuff for a living. They be living in the basement, on a roof, or maybe in a tent. Because you can have internet for all that stuff. Because you just use it on the outside. But they be on that tip, and they be talking about other people and what they do and what they don't do. I get it. If you like a news reporter But news reporting don't kind of do gossip too much. You know, they just do all tragic things, which is not good, but um for the most part, and the weather. So I just be afraid of that type things. And I got that little thing on there and was saying about somebody was my God. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all because nobody, I only had one God. That's it. That's the one that saved me and got me here. I didn't visit death 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 4 times, and I'm still sitting here. And I just want to share. I'm not going to sit here and say it. What's the name? I know what my purpose is. I know what what was set out before me. I know I'm a living testimony. I am a miracle, and I'm God's servant. You know, not by choice, not by choice. Trust me, I didn't choose it at all. Period. No, I did not choose it. But it's like, you know, how he do things. You can run from it and run from it and run from it as much as you want. But trust me, it's gonna catch up, and here we are. Here we are. So that's that part. So that's the part about that. This wacky internet. It's like black people. Ooh, I can't say the names. Well, not I can't say the names, but you know the browns and the whatever. You know the dark browns and the whatever. Our people, we don't come together. We make money off of tearing down somebody else. As my son always say, they taught us this to conquer people or conquer things. You know, just to go and just take over and things of that nature. And that's the nation is set like that. Our nation is set like that. United States is that's the way, and everybody moves that way. Unfortunately, you know, it just don't start from the small. It come all the way from the top. You know what I mean? So we tear each other down. We put everybody down. Everybody's trying to get a bag, but some people do anything to get a bag. I ain't gonna do anything to get a bag. And not saying that I didn't take in. I stole. I was one of the thieves of the what's the name, but I ain't never take no little bit of bread. So I can't sit here and tell nobody about they scammed and all that kind of stuff because I have done it. I have done it. Shoot. And I paid for it, and I don't do it no damn more. So when you know better, you do better. But I'm not gonna sit here and say somebody got this kids and they did this and that because I done it. I had 2 sons. They 7 years apart. They got 2 different dads, of course, right? And I did gridiron. I did gridiron. I did everything, everything. So I have no regrets. Uh, but that I lived, I made mistakes, and I'm a better person now. Because if I hadn't done those things, I wouldn't know what I know now. I wouldn't be who I am now. So me having my cancer and then going through my journey, that doesn't define me as a person. And I remember in the beginning, I did think that a lot of times, 2 times I had, you know, detrimental situations as far as my health, and I really actually believed that that defined who I was. You know, I wasn't happy with me, and it took me to get down and get sick and everything for me to realize that, you know, really I am God. God, I am beautiful. Like God, you know what I'm saying? He saved me. A lot of people, I mean, a lot of people don't make it. And it saddens me that they don't. And for a minute, I used to feel guilty about that. I used to be scared to go around other cancer patients or scared around and get other cancer people because I'd be like, dang, that's going to be me. Or that's because, you know, even if you had it before, in the back of your mind, you'll always think, is it going to come back again? So that's something you live with too. It ain't all hunky dory because once you do it one time and then you see that other people might have get it 2 times, 3 times, and then it's like, well, dang, how do you, what's the name? But the whole objective is you got to take care of yourself. You got to change the things that you used to do. You can't do that no more. Other than that, you're going to still stay in the same situation. I haven't, as far as people be like, I'm vegan, I'm plant based, I'm this. No, I just got an awakening, and I know that I'm not gonna eat nothing that's gonna cause me more harm than I have. So I decided not to eat meat because meat give you parasites, and I know somebody that had literally had parasites that had to get a colostomy bag because the parasites ate their intestines. I have a friend that happened that too. I have an ostomy because I had cancer and I had radiation and it cooked half of my intestines. So mine's is from me had being sick. Theirs is just from them just eating meat and a whole bunch of other whatever the hell that give you that. So I decided not that I was not going to eat that. I eat fish, but they say fish can give you parasites or whatever. But I try to make sure I get my fish from the fish market where they go get the fish fresh and they bring it in, or wherever the Chinese or whoever get it. Where they gotta scale it and cut it, that's the kind of fish I get. I don't tap into the Walmart or the frozen bag or whatever. Even still, when we get shrimps and stuff from the market, them shrimps that be put out there on the ice for you, they look all pretty and they all sliced with the collard greens around it. Then they put the little lemon slices on there and everything. They take that out the bag, dog. They take that out the bag and they take and let it defrost and they sit it up there. How I know? Because I remember like maybe like in 95, 25 years old. And Pathmark, we had, I don't know where you guys live at or whatever, but in Philadelphia, we used to have a Pathmark. I think ShopRite took it over now. But Pathmark, they used to have seafood sales on Dungeness. They used to have a whole Dungeness for like $2.99. They've got a lot of mess with from the whole ones. But anyways, I had said to the guy, he was like, they had shrimps on sale. I think they was like the big ones. I was young then, but the big ones or something like that. And I was like, I don't. So he said, I said, you don't have no more. And he was like, yeah, we got some